Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the Score Science. My name is Luke and this is the match preview for Everton versus Bournemouth. Now we're riding on a little bit of a high. We've actually managed to win one of our first games and it was a clean sheet as well. The last time this happened was, funnily enough, the exact same fixture, pretty much in the reverse. Pretty much we were riding off the back of just no good results, and then our first win came from the Carabao Cup against Doncaster of all people, where we won 2-1. Beto and Danjuma scoring for us. Now with this one, it's a little bit better because home results, we won 3-0. Tim Irbirnum, I'm going to learn his name eventually and say it properly without screwing it up. Iliman Ndai, or Njai, as some people have been saying for some reason, even though it's a D, not a J. And Beto. Yeah, it's just Beto. But yeah, there was a lot of positives to take away from that game. First half, everything seemed a little bit, unsure, a little bit shaky and whatnot, and it just wasn't a good time all around. It was very concerning watching them play. But as time went on, things drastically improved. Lindstrom getting some really good crosses in. Beto was getting on the end of the ball and he was trying his best. One particular cross I remember was Lindstrom actually whizzed it right across the box and Beto managed to get his head on it. Unfortunately it glanced wide, but I think if Beto was a millisecond earlier, that would have been an absolute rocket that he would have diverted into the back of the net. I don't think the keeper would have had enough time to have even reacted, never mind score. Well, not score, save, should I say. But I think Everton need to try and ride the high of that win and try and take that into Bournemouth. Now, granted, we're talking about a mid-table League 2 team versus a lower mid-table Premier League team. I can't take that away from Bournemouth. They are definitely a good team, but we need to take into fact that they are still a Premier League team nonetheless. And they are a team that will threaten if needs be. Now, granted, they've lost a few of their players and whatnot. I know they've lost Dominic Solanke. I don't know who else they've lost, but that's the main one I remember them losing. And he was their biggest goal threat last season. So him being out of the picture is a little bit of a relief. So hopefully we can use that. I can't say we can use that to our advantage. Hopefully that works in our advantage, should I say. We're able to, try and build up from the back and actually improve our ability in that final third. Now, I've got the injury list up for both teams. So apparently Everton have got 5 injuries. One of them is more of a late fitness test. And Bournemouth have got 4 injuries. And one of them currently being assessed. So our injuries and the one being assessed. So you got Chimiti, he's meant to be out till the end of September. We got Nathan Patterson, he's meant to be out again, end of September. Jared Branthwaite, he's meant to be back after the international break. James Tarkowski is currently being assessed, so he's going to have a late fitness test. I believe that will be tomorrow. And Dele Alli, he's got no return date, he's not available, and he's completely ruled out. If we give him a contract, great. If we don't, we don't. At this point, either he needs to get himself back into fitness or go somewhere else, because he's not benefiting himself and he's not benefiting the club by hanging around. He's not taking any wages off us because right now he's not earning anything. He's out of contract. So in that regard, it's a simple matter of either find someone else or speak to your agent, say to them, look, I want to find someone else, whether it be La Liga, French League, Bundesliga, Saudi League, Chinese League, Aussie League. Find somewhere else, mate, if you're not feeling like you're going to get back to the Premier League standard, because you're a wasted talent at this point. So it's one of them. I mean, the good thing is as well is Neil Maupay, he's gone now, so apparently he's got a loan move to Marseille. Thank God for that. And there's also a obligation to buy. I believe that obligation is around 5 to 6 million euros, so 4 or 5 million. But it's good to see the back of him, to be honest. He's been nothing but a liability for the club. His general demeanour around the club is just a negative one. Can't seem to hit the broadsides above a barn door. Even when he's got plenty of time, he somehow manages to screw it up. And his just general attitude is dreadful. He was quite literally another version of Cenk Tosun. Actually, no, Cenk Tosun actually scores when it mattered, so can't even say that. But yeah, so let's talk about Bournemouth. So they have got 4 people who are meant to be out. And, well, it's actually 2 of them are currently being assessed. One of them's got a no return date. The other one is potentially back For our game, he's currently 50-50. So Enes Unal, yeah, he's currently out, rules out completely. Tyler Adams, he's got a lower back injury. He's been ruled out. Philip Billing, he has got a 50% chance of coming into this game, currently being assessed. And David Brooks has got a shoulder injury and he's got no return date, not available, and completely ruled out. Now, these are from premierinjuries.com, both Everton and Bournemouth. So if this information is inaccurate, it's not me making false information and just pulling it out my arse. This is information that's been provided by Premier Injuries, and they actually have people who assess them. So we've got the likes of Ben Dinnery doing it for both. Wow, he does it for both Bournemouth and Everton. So if the information, but let's say for argument's sake, both teams have different players who are meant to be injured coming back, and it says that they're not available, blame him. Don't blame me. But yeah, so how are we actually going to line up? That's something that I've been having a nice long think about. Now, if I was in Sean Dyche's shoes, based on the previous game, this is how I would line up. So it'd be Pickford in goal, as I have Mikalenko with left back, O'Brien and Tarkowski in the centre, with Coleman on the right. Now, Coleman would be more of a half play, first half sort of player. So what would happen is half time, Tarkowski would get the armband, and Dixon would be coming on. And then your midfield to consist of Idrissa Gueye and Tim Iribernum. So Idrissa Gueye obviously being the number 6, Iribernum being the number 8, and Iliman and Dye being the number 10, with Harrison on the left and Lindstrom on the right. Now, I know a lot of people will be asking why no McNeil. So, quite frankly, I'm not completely sold on McNeil. He's meant to be a left winger, a natural left-footed left winger. The only problem is, though, all of his skill is on that left foot. He can't pass with his right, he can't shoot with his right, he can't cross with his right. The right foot is basically decorative at this point, and it's something I've said in previous videos. I'm going to say it till the end of time, or until he retires. He's put all of his skill points into his left foot. Now, don't get me wrong, that left foot has basically almost been gifted by fucking Messi. But still, you need something for your right foot. If Dyche can train it into him to start using his right foot a bit more, great. Even if we sacrifice a few points to the left and bring it into the right, that will make him a massively better player. And on top of that, the thing that really ground my gears in that Doncaster game was McNeil kept coming inside rather than staying out wide as a natural left winger. I was going to say right winger then. He just kept coming in, and it was frustrating the ever-loving hell out of me, because you basically had a wide opening on that left midfield, and it wasn't getting filled in because Mikalenko was being a committed defender. He was not coming up as far as he could have, and frankly, I don't blame him. You should really have a midfielder on that left wing, so I think Harrison's the more ideal one for that one. On the right, obviously, we have Lindstrom. Again, that game against Doncaster, crosses, his shots, a lot of his work he did there, he was absolutely spot on. He did get quiet in some parts of the games, but in all honesty, I couldn't fault him. He was brilliant. Him and Dye, Iribernum. Who else? O'Brien has a really good game as well. He actually showed his physicality. The one thing that does actually make me laugh is Doncaster actually brought on their number 10, and the poor lad was probably about yay high. I swear to God, if he tried to header or challenge O'Brien for a header, he'd be hitting freaking O'Brien's shins with his head. He was that. I felt like he was about yay high to me. I'll be honest, I thought he had school the next day. But yeah, no. But O'Brien overall, he had a really good game that last game, so I think he deserves to have a start. And if things aren't working out, obviously we've got centre backs there that we can swap out with. We could even experiment a bit. I mean, there's nothing stopping us here. Let's say, for argument's sake, we wanted to do 3 at the back and have 2 running wingers. I'm trying to think of the right word. Wing backs, that's it. I don't know what it is today. My brain's just not running on all cylinders. It hasn't been doing that for a while, to be honest. But yeah, we could even do almost like a 3-3-3-1 in a sense. So pretty much you could have, O'Brien, Michael Keane, Tarkowski as the back 3. Then you'd have your wing backs in the forms of, say, McNeil and James Garner. And then you know, Idris again there. Then you'd have your Harrison on the left, Lindstrom on the right, and Irabernum on the centre. So that's 3-3. I'm trying to think this one through. So yeah, you get where I'm coming from though. A 3-3-3-1 is a potential option that we could also do in the future. The only thing is when we're on the counter, our backline becomes extremely compact, which is good. But if the players don't understand the role that they're doing, that could become a problem further down the line. In the sense of, let's say for argument's sake, you got someone who's meant to be a wing back. He doesn't really feel like he's doing the job as a wing back. He forgets that he's meant to be a wing back and he's playing in a 4 rather than as a back 3. Wires get mixed up, people get in each other's way, stuff like that. It's one that's going to have to be trained into them. But yeah, better up top as well. So I'm happy with the squad that we've got here. This is actually a fairly strong squad, in my personal opinion. Now, we are meant to be getting some fella coming in on loan. Manga or something like that. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It's just sort of coming to my mind while I was talking about this. But that's another one that we could be looking at in the future. So what's going to happen, I'll make this one very clear now. When the transfer window shuts, I will be making us a strongest possible lineup, in my opinion, obviously. So I'll be thinking what would be the strongest formation and what are the best people to have in said formation. And I could even alternate it as well. A best one for home, best one away, best one for the cup. Do something like that, you know? Because when it comes to the cup games, you've got to have the kids out. So the likes of Harrison Armstrong, he was unfortunate as well not to score or get any sort of, assist or anything, because he actually did really well as well. Get the likes of Armstrong out there, getting a few of the other kids out and just getting some motion with them, because the kids are definitely going to be the ones who are going to make us bank in the future. Just the fact that there is good potential. A lot of the lads in our academy have got good potential. We just need to bring them into that first team, get them trained up and get them good. That's the only thing, because right now we seem to have shut it out because, our coaching team seems to be quite stuck in the ways of this 11. We are not expanding on this. We've got this 11, we've got this bench, we're going to use this. If anyone's injured, we'll throw an extra keeper in. That seems to be their current mindset, which is a terrible shame, really. But anyway, guys, I would like to say thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate your continued support. I hope you understand when I'm doing these sorts of things, I'm literally just doing them off the fly. I feel like that's the best way for me to do it. I do sometimes put bullet points in or have notes on the on a screen. But the only problem is with my short-sightedness, I can only see so much. So I don't really like having the glasses on because, as you can see here, lights galore, lights are literally all around me. So when I have these on, it does distract from you guys being able to focus on me and what I'm saying. Well, that's at least the case with me when it comes to watching videos and people have glasses on. If they have glasses on and there's reflections, I kind of lose it a little bit, ADHD and all that. But yeah, so as time goes on, we're gonna evolve this a little bit more. As you know, I'll either do a pre-match or a post-match. I won't do both at this point in time while the Brand New More videos are going on. But when the Brand New More videos are slowly coming to an end, probably around September, October and November time, I might start doing like the occasional both pre-match and post-match every now and then. And then when them videos are all done and dusted, it'll basically just be pre-match, post-match, post-match, transfer rumours, stuff like that. Basically, we're going to be the Timu version of Toffee TV or Toffee Bluecast. Oh, they're gonna sue me. But yeah, guys, anyway, again, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you all so much for the support. Also, if you like what you see in the backdrop, you know where to go, guys. I've said this many times before. Go give Rob some support. He really does deserve it. But anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you all again so much for watching. Take care, have a great week. Up the fucking toffees, and peace.